Hello everyone and welcome back to another video on my YouTube channel. In today's video, what I'm going to be doing is I'll be focusing your attention on the 16 popular brands that you're most probably mispronouncing, whose correct pronunciation you gotta learn. Actually, I will help you learn the correct pronunciation of these brands that you're most probably and most definitely mispronouncing. Are you ready? Of course you are. But before we continue with today's video, please like this video in support of your YouTube English teacher, me. And also subscribe if you haven't done so yet. Turn on the notification bell and don't forget to leave some positive comments down below to provide me with the energy I need to keep making these videos for you. Alright, let's get started. Have you ever seen this word? It's a really popular brand all over the world, right? Have you ever seen it? How do you pronounce it? Do you pronounce it Piaget? Piaget? Do you pronounce it Piaget? The correct pronunciation of this famous brand is Piaget. 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 So, the correct pronunciation of this word is Piaget. Piaget. We don't pronounce it Piaget, or Piaget, or Pig, or Piged. It's Piaget. Piaget. What about this one? I think women on my YouTube channel have most probably seen this brand and may have bought some of its products or might be using its products, but might be mispronouncing this brand as well. How do you pronounce this famous brand? Do you pronounce it Cartier? Do you pronounce it Cartier? How do you pronounce it? The correct pronunciation of this word is Cartier. Cartier. It's not Cartier. It's Cartier. 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 So the next time that you want to buy one of the products of this famous brand, or want to go to one of the stores of this famous brand, keep in mind that you do not mispronounce this word. You got to pronounce it Cartier. It's not Cartier. So Cartier. Cartier. What about this word? This famous brand of perfumes. How do you pronounce it? Do you pronounce it Versace? How do you pronounce it? The correct pronunciation of this famous brand is Versace. Versace. So the next time you want to buy this famous brand or this very famous and popular perfume, do not say that I'm here to buy a Versace perfume. The correct pronunciation is Versace. Versace. So I'm here to get one Versace perfume, or I'm here to get one of the products of the Versace company. So Versace. What about this word? It's a really popular and famous car brand. Everyone knows this brand, and you may even have one of these cars in your possession. You may even own one of these cars. But as the owner of this car, you may not know the correct pronunciation of it. You might be mispronouncing it. How do you pronounce it? Do you pronounce it Porsche? Do you pronounce it Porsche? How do you pronounce it? The correct pronunciation is Porsche. 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 So don't pronounce it Porsche. It's actually Porsche. What about this one? It's a famous brand in the area of fashion industry and also the area of clothing. What about this? How do you pronounce it? Do you pronounce it Lacoste? How do you pronounce it? The correct pronunciation is Lacoste. 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 So the next time you want to buy one of the items of clothing of this very popular brand, or you want to buy one of the products of this brand, do not say I'm here to buy a Lacoste or Lacoste, let's say, shirt or an item of clothing. What you should say is, I'm here to buy, let's say, a Lacoste shirt, Lacoste, I don't know, pair of socks or whatever. I don't know what types of items of clothing this brand makes and produces, but all that I know is that it's a very famous and popular brand of clothing. I've like seen it everywhere whenever I go shopping. It's all over the place. At the most famous shopping centers, I can see this famous brand, all its stores and branches. So it's not Lacoste or Lacoste, it's Lacoste. Lacoste. And what about this? This one is a really famous brand all over the world. You must have had its products, you must have used its products, you must be even in possession of one of its products, you must own one of the products of this very famous brand. But how do you pronounce the name of this famous brand? Do you pronounce it Adidas? How do you pronounce it? The correct pronunciation is Adidas, 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 Adidas. So it's not Adidas, it's Adidas, Adidas. You got to put the stress on D, like Adidas, Adidas. All right, what about this one? Do you pronounce it Hermès? Hermès? How do you pronounce this word? Hermès, Hermès. It's neither Hermès nor Hermès, it's Hermès, 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 Hermès. So the next time you want to buy one of the products of this company, make sure that you're pronouncing it correctly and you're saying Hermès, not Hermès or Hermès. It's not ha, it's Hermès. And what about this? This very famous store, which is focused on selling different pieces of furniture, different items. What about this? Do you pronounce this IKEA? The correct pronunciation is not IKEA, it's IKEA, 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 IKEA. So the next time you go to this very famous store to buy some of its products or its pieces of furniture that it's selling, do not say I'm going to IKEA, you should say I'm going to IKEA, IKEA. And what about this famous car brand? How do you pronounce this? Do you own one of the cars of this very famous company which is producing fantastic cars? To me, it's one of the most developing, one of the most progressive companies in the world, especially with its brand new products. How do you pronounce it? Do you pronounce it Hyundai? It's not pronounced Hyundai. The correct pronunciation is Hyundai, 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 Hyundai. So if you own one of these cars and you want to say, hey, I've recently bought a brand new, do not say Hyundai, you should say a Hyundai. I've recently bought a brand new Hyundai, or I own a Hyundai, I'm a Hyundai driver, or I work at the Hyundai company. So do not say I work at the Hyundai company. It's not Hyundai, it's Hyundai, Hyundai. And what about this? How do you pronounce it? Do you pronounce it Nutella? The correct pronunciation is Nutella, Nutella. It's an Italian brand focused on producing food products. So it's not Nutella, it's Nutella, Nutella, Nutella. And what about this one? This other like super famous brand in the fashion industry. I think every woman knows the products of this company or has dreams of buying and possessing one of the products of this very famous company. What about this? How do you pronounce it? Do you pronounce it Louis Vuitton? It's not Louis. The first part is not pronounced Louis. The first part is pronounced Louis. Louis. So it's not Louis Vuitton, it's Louis Vuitton. Louis Vuitton. Louis Vuitton. Louis Vuitton. So it's not Louis, it's Louis. Louis Vuitton. Louis Vuitton. So the next time you see LV, do not mispronounce. Hey, I've recently bought a brand new Louis Vuitton, let's say, bag or Louis Vuitton, I don't know, pair of shoes or Louis Vuitton, a scarf or Louis Vuitton, I don't know, shirt or whatever. So say Louis Vuitton, all right? Louis Vuitton. All right, what about this famous shoe company? How do you pronounce the shoes produced and made by this famous company? Do you have or do you own the shoes of this company? This company is famous for producing and making high quality and durable shoes, especially for those who do sports, go to the gym, exercise a lot and work out. But how do you pronounce the products of this company? Do you say Nike? It's not Nike, it's pronounced Nike, 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 Nike. So a pair of Nike shoes. So we don't say Nike, it's Nike. The next time you want to go to one of these stores of this famous company in your home country, in your home city, and want to buy a pair of shoes made by this company, do not say I'm here to buy a pair of Nike shoes. You should say I'm here to buy a pair of Nike shoes. And what about this famous car company? You must have seen the cars and the products, the vehicles produced by this car company. How do you pronounce the name of this car company? Do you pronounce it Peugeot or do you pronounce it Piaget? The correct pronunciation is Peugeot, 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 Peugeot. Its most famous car is Peugeot 206. Have you ever owned a Peugeot 206? It's a lovely car. It's a very popular car with young people because of its design, dimensions, because of its, features, and because of its general design and how it looks. So it's pronounced Peugeot. It's not Peugeot. What about this famous watch company producing high-quality, luxurious, and good-looking watches? Do you pronounce this word Tag Heuer? It's not pronounced Tag Heuer. The correct pronunciation is Tag Heuer, Tag Heuer, Tag Heuer. So the next time you want to go to one of these stores of this famous company and buy one of its watches, or maybe a couple of its watches, you should say, I'm here to buy a Tag Heuer watch. So it's not Tag Heuer, it's Tag Heuer. And finally, we get to this other famous watch company producing lovely, attractive, fabulous, and luxurious watches. Have you ever bought one of the watches produced by this company? I have one of the watches of this company and I wear it like all the time. Wherever I go, I wear, one of the watches of this company. I have the watch produced by this company on because it's really, good looking and attractive. And I just like to wear it wherever I go. So how do you pronounce the name of this company, the name of this brand? Do you pronounce it Hublot? Do you pronounce it Hublot? How do you pronounce it? It's not pronounced Hublot. It's not pronounced Hublot. It's pronounced Hublot. 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 So the correct pronunciation is Hublot. Hublot. For example, you can say, I own a Hublot watch, or I've recently bought a Hublot watch. Hublot. So it's not pronounced Hublot or Hublot, it's Hublot. Hublot. Alright guys, that's about all. So in today's video, you learned the correct pronunciation of 16 famous and popular brands that you may have been mispronouncing or you may not have been pronouncing correctly. So the next time you want to go to these stores of these famous brands and buy their products, make sure that you pronounce the names of these brands correctly. Now what I want you to do is like this video in support of this channel and its growth, in support of your English teacher, me. Subscribe if you haven't done so yet, and leave some lovely comments down below. I'll be back soon.